week 17 of my training for Ultra Trail Snowdonia 55k, and week 17 means there's only 1 week left to go until the big day, which is this time next week. So this time next week I will be trail running the mountains of Snowdonia, trying to achieve my goal that I've set for the year. So I'm just going to do a quick video on my tapering and my training in general, some of my goals for the race, some of the kit, and a bit about the charity and the flag of support. Well, really the training for this race started back in June of 2023, so almost 11 months ago now. More or less immediately after I finished the 25k race at Snowdonia last year, I set my heart on doing the 55k race this year, and throughout the year I've had that as a goal. Sometimes I've doubted whether I will do it, but I entered almost immediately, and here we are a week before the race, and hopefully I'm going to achieve it next week. So really the training has been split into 2 blocks over the year. I did a big block of 18 weeks training for my first marathon at Beachy Head, and then that was in October, so the block of training was over the summer. And this year, starting in January, I've done a big block of 18-week training for the race itself. I've learned so much over that period. Every single race, every single training block, every single week almost, I've picked up ideas, thoughts, and developed it as I've gone. And just looking at some of the statistics, it's quite interesting what I've achieved this year. It's one marathon, that was at Beachy Head in October. I've done 4 half marathons, a couple in Queen Elizabeth Country Park, one at Lulworth Cove and one at Seaford. And I've run in 6 countries, so that's quite fun, including Croatia, where I got rescued off the mountain. And I've done a total of 150 runs, which I think I was surprised at. That's 3 runs a week on average for the last year, and given that I had November and December off completely and I didn't do any running, I was quite surprised by that. And then a total of 32,410 meters of elevation and 1,764 kilometers, which of itself doesn't mean very much. The more interesting statistic I thought for this block of training for the Snowdon run was that during the 18 weeks I've done 19,000 meters of elevation in my training, compared to the Beachy Head run where I did 7,600, so almost 3 times the amount of elevation in this training block compared to the Beachy Head one, where after about 30 kilometers my hamstrings completely tightened up, and the big takeaway from that race was I needed to do more hills just to get myself used to training in the mountains and doing hills. And so on top of that training that I did for Beachy Head, I've done another 19,000 meters for this training block. So overall, we come out the other end of this training block surprisingly fit. Actually, I was expecting to at least picked up some injuries in my legs at some point, and I've gone through the whole process without any injury at all, which has been great. The one problem I have had is in the last week my neck's seized up, and it's been quite painful, but I'm going to see a physio and I'm going to see a chiropractor, hopefully getting that sorted out. It doesn't affect my running too much, although it's a bit of a distraction, but hopefully with a week's rest and a week's worth of treatment that will sort itself out. But as far as the legs are concerned, brilliant, just really good. And I think I have to put that down to a number of things. I think doing the consistent training over the year has helped iron out all of those niggles that you pick up along the way. And also I think a big shout out to Steve Keywood, my trainer. He's been training me for 10 years at the gym. I've been going there twice a week as well during this last year, and he takes a lot of credit for keeping the legs in shape and ensuring that, particularly for those downhill sections, I've got plenty of strength in my legs to carry me through. So yeah, in terms of training, couldn't be happier. So really I have to face the daunting thought that actually this could be the fittest I'm ever going to be. So I think this is my best chance at doing the best time I possibly can at this Snowdon race. I don't think I could do a better training block, and with that in mind, that takes us nicely on to the kit, because so given that the training has gone so well, I had to have a good hard think about what I really wanted to achieve on this race. Did I want the best possible time I could achieve, or did I want to enjoy myself and have a good video and a nice day out? And after a lot of soul searching, I decided I really want to do the best possible time that I can, and that has influenced a lot of my kit. I've decided to really strip the kit down to a bare minimum. I don't think it's going to be a day of a lot of filming, so I think it's going to be a day more to try and enjoy the moment. I'm not going to go through all of the kit, but I thought it would be useful just to highlight a few things. This is the kit here in its final form, but without water bottles or food. First of all, water. I've decided to take 2 water flasks. These will fill up and in the front. I was going to wear a belt and put 1 extra water bottle in the belt, but I just found that the belt restricted me too much and seemed a bit over the top just for 1 extra water bottle. So I'm taking 2 full water bottles, and I will use tailwind and water in these, and electrolytes as well. And then, just as a precaution, if it's a hot day, and it looks like it might be, but the current weather forecast suggests that, I'm going to take another bottle, but an empty one with a filter. So I bought a Salomon filter this week, which I can use to fill up from streams along the way. And because of my recce's, I know where the streams are, and I can stop off there and fill up maybe at the water stations as well to see me through. This one unfortunately has a leak, so a pinprick, rather annoying leak, so that's going to have to go back to Salomon, unfortunately. But that's going to be useful. As I say, I'm going to take this empty at the beginning, get over the first climb of Snowdon, down through Penny Pass, and then I will probably fill this up so that I have 1.5 litres of water for the second climb up the South Ridge, because that's the long section of 2.5-3 hours at least. And if it's a hot day, I saw people suffering last year through lack of water, and I don't want that to be me. So I will use it sparingly to have an extra 1/2 litre of water when I need it. I'm also taking some water purification tablets just to give me another option, just in case that's something I need. I understand that with the water filter bottle you can't use tailwind or electrolytes because the filter filters all of that out and it clogs up the filter. So there may be instances where I just want to fill up the 2 water bottles with tailwind that don't have a filter and use a purification tablet if I run out of water and I'll find a stream. One top tip I did get off mic the other week was I often struggle when the water bottle gets really squashed like this because I can't get it back into my vest, and it's really quite annoying. But he actually gave me a top tip, which was blow it up like that, and then it goes in quite nicely and pushes all the food and other things out the way. So that was good tip there from Mike. The other thing I've done is strip down my first aid kit. It's not mandatory kit, but I have stripped down my first aid kit to the absolute minimum. This is what it looks like now. It was much bigger before. I've got the basics of sterile wipes. Crucially, I've got blister plasters in here now, not just normal plasters. I did take normal plasters to Snowdon on the recce, but when I actually got a blister and I put the proper blister plasters on, all the pain disappeared, and it was sealed up for the day and was absolutely magic. So highly recommend, take proper blister plasters, not normal plasters. It's so much better and really does the job. But I put the compass in here, I put some paracetamol here, I put my ID in here and some cash as well. So that's a nice compact part of my kit, which I'm pleased with, and really refine that down as much as I can. In terms of nutrition, that's probably one of the largest components of my pack. The pack has come in at around 4.5 kilos total weight, including a litre of water, which I'm quite pleased with. I think I could get a bit more off that. I'm probably going to take some of the nutrition out. Probably going to take 6 or 7 tailwind, 6 or 7 gels, and then some various nuts and other snacks as well. So I'm hoping to then supplement that with food from the aid stations, and hopefully that will see me through. I was going to be completely self-sufficient and take everything I needed for the day, but it just ends up being so heavy. You end up with about 2 kilos worth of food, and it's just too much for the day. I'm planning to be out there for at least 12 hours, which is a lot more than most of the runners, or a lot of the runners will be. So, and I'm a fairly big guy, so I need a lot of nutrition. But I think I'm going to have to rely on the aid stations, particularly the one at 30k, and just restock then and just grab as much as I can. What I really want to do is fly through those aid stations as quickly as possible. Ideally, I wouldn't mind actually filling up from streams just beforehand, and then flying through and then grabbing as much as I can and putting it into a plastic bag and eating it as I go. But we'll see how it goes. But I'm very focused on not spending time there, because it will just be a place to lose time and waste time. So let's see how that one goes, and yeah, I hope there's not too many queues. So yeah, the selfie stick, unfortunately, that has hit the bin, or not literally hit the bin, but it's not going in the pack. It doesn't weigh that much, a couple of 100 grams, but it all adds up. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to ditch that and just hold the camera up with my hand, which isn't easy now that I've done my neck in, but I think it's worth it to save a little bit of extra weight. So selfie stick, you've served me well up to now, but you're not coming on the race with me, sorry. So that's enough about the kit. What are my goals for this race? Well, I think it's a bit of a cliche, but my first goal is to arrive, or was to arrive, on the start line healthy. I never really understood why people said that was an achievement in its own right, but I do get that now. I get that after doing all of this training, it is actually achievement to arrive in some sort of shape, albeit with the occasional niggle here or there, on the start line with a half chance of actually completing the course. So that's my first goal. The second goal is to get around the course safely. I'm particularly worried about the pig track. That's quite a tricky section and very, very easy to fall over and hurt yourself on that section. So if I can get through the pig track safely, that will be a big achievement. And after that, we're really, obviously the cutoff time is a big target. That's 14 hours. I actually get 14 hours and 15 minutes because I'm in the 7:45 wave. So that will help. And if I can get around in 14 hours, that's really my goal. Ultimately, if I can do it in that time, that would be great. Anything beyond that's a bonus. I think it's highly unlikely I could get below 12 hours. So I think, you know, a good day I'll probably do between 12 and 14. Let's see. I just don't have a sense of really how that's going to go, because I've obviously never been out in Snowdon doing 3,300 meters for 55 or 57 kilometer run now. I see with the latest GPX files just come out. Never been out there that long, so we'll just have to see. I think I'll focus on refueling, drinking enough, and well, we'll see what comes out the hat. But as I said earlier, this is the best shape I can imagine I'm ever going to be in. I probably could be a bit lighter, but in terms of fitness, I can't see myself ever being any fitter than this. So I'm really going to give it my best shot, and really looking forward to the day. I mean, obviously I have a slight pipe dream occasionally of, you know, breaking 12 hours and going around in 10 or 11 hours, but I think that probably is a bit of a pipe dream. But we'll see. Yeah, so finally we have the charitable fundraising efforts, and I'm really pleased with how it's gone. I must say, it's going to be an emotional day when I go running next Saturday, so I'm probably going to forget my P's and Q's, so I'll say it now. I'll just say a really massive thank you to everybody who's donated. I'm running a race, I'm having a good time, but really the people who I think who have contributed as much as anybody to this charitable effort are the people who've given the money, and people have been so kind, so generous, and I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for your support, whether it's been £10 or £500 or £900 in one person's case. It's just been overwhelmingly generous, and we've raised over £6,000 for Icon, which is a great charity supporting young people who are going through difficult times, and I know they'll be very grateful for the money and they can do a lot with it. So really thank you to everybody for all of your support. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the charity too. So the flag of support is coming along well. I have it here. You see here, I bought stickers from Hobbycraft, and I've been sticking everybody's names on here as they've donated, and shortly I will be spraying all of this, and when the paint is dry I will peel off all these stickers, and it will result in a very water durable flag that I can take with me, put into my pack, and have all these people who've supported me and Icon along with me on the journey. So that's a great memento of the day, and a great encouragement for me when the times get difficult. I have tried it out here, and you can see with some test letters it actually works quite well. So pleased with that. So that should work quite well, and I'll stick that in my pack as well. It'll add a bit of weight, but it's worth it. I even had one person who donated some money in memory of somebody who actually passed away on one of the mountains near Snowdonia. So I actually visited their memorial stone when I was on my last recce, which was very poignant, and he's on the flag of support as well, and I'm not sure much about him or why he passed away, but I'm assuming he fell off the mountain or injured himself there. So that was great, and I've had lots of other little stories like that, which has been very interesting. So we've only got 7 days to go now, and I can't wait. It's been a year of my life thinking about this race every day. It's taken up far too much time, much too much mental effort, and really it will be a relief in a way to get it over with. But I'm so looking forward to the day. I can see why people say that the training is where the hard work is, and the actual day is race celebration day. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm going up there with Alice, my daughter, who's going to support me on the journey, and finally I'd just like to say a big thank you to my wife Nikki, who's supported me a lot throughout this whole year. She's listened to my tales of woe and my tales of running, endless tales of woe and running, and sucked it all up, and in the meantime she's fed me well. She's doing a dietetics course. She's almost qualified in that. That's 5 years of work for her, so she is my nutrition and dietetic expert, and she's been feeding me the right fuel to keep me going throughout the whole year. So a big thank you to her for all of her support. And yeah, it's going to be an emotional day, and I'm conscious I'll probably forget a lot of the things I want to say, which is why I'm saying it in this video. Yeah, so I think that just about wraps up this video. The next time you see me will be the end of week 18 and race day. See you then.